Good morning and welcome to Kelly Legends Media. Okay, I'm gonna try to get through this video the best that I can. This is my second attempt. I know I can do it. Do it for the homie. Let me play you this video real quick.
Stacey, thank you. We begin with breaking news out of East LA. One person is dead, two more hospitalized after a shooting in the area of Woods Avenue and Whittier Boulevard. It happened around 2:30 this morning. One other person was questioned by police, but right now it's not clear what led up to the shooting or a suspect.
Okay, so that was my my homeboy Sleepy. Rest in peace now. And a couple of other vatos right here from the neighborhood that hang around right here in the neighborhood. I'm not going to mention their names. I don't think it's my my place to do so. But they weren't from my neighborhood. They were from a different barrio. This is Sleepy right here. We took this picture probably, I don't know, like 6 months ago. And I had told him when I talked to him several times, man, and I told Sleeps, man, I said, you know what, you got to chill out, homie. You know, we're getting too old for this, and you got to slow down before something happens. In fact, a lot of homies talked to him. You know, he had already done his thing. He put in his time on the street, and he could have retired anytime, you know. But he loved the barrio that much. You know, he's find him with a can of spray in one pocket and Nina in the other pocket, and that's just the way he rolled, you know. Those of you who confronted him and got into it with him in the streets know the way he was, you know. And but that's besides the point, you know. That wasn't everybody that Sleepy was, you know. He's a good friend. He had his mom. His dad had just passed away a few months back. He's married. We had some good times together, you know, not just in the street, but we've gone to casinos, barbecues. We spent 4th of July together with my wife and his wife and his mom. We had a lot of good times. We made a lot of memories. I don't have it on right now, but the thin gold chain that I have with a Malaya, he gave it to me. Love the dude, you know. Gonna miss him greatly. A lot of us are. One of my homeboys told me, he says, you know what? Out of all the homeboys, he says, I really feel this one, you know. Let me show you some pictures. What I was gonna do was use these pictures and play some music behind them. I decided not to because I don't know how to connect the music directly to my system, and it doesn't sound good. I tried it. It just doesn't work. It's funny, but in most of these pictures, Sleepy's wearing either a wife beater or he's got some shades on his head. Right here, he has some shades and the old wife beaters on. That's his wife to the left of him. That's me to the right with my wife and all the other homies that went that day. Well, no, there was more, but they weren't there for the picture. We had my homeboy Sugar Bear, the one in the middle in the front with the Dodger jersey. He rented a bus, a charter bus, and filled the bus up with homies and family, and we all took off to the casino. You know, we did that a few times. I want to say one thing before I go on. Somebody made a video about us losing my homeboy Sleepy, and I just want to dispel some things, you know. The individual said that all that stuff in the alley, because the alley was all ripped up, torn up, all kinds of stuff thrown everywhere. He says, "Oh, that was all the Sleepy stuff. This is where he lived." And no, that's not true. I had already taken all the Sleepy stuff to the family, all his tools, everything that belonged to him, his clothes that he had there, because Sleepy didn't just stay there. He stayed different places, you know. But the way it looked and the way he made it sound, like, because there was nothing but junk out there. But there was other people that stood there. That there was probably like at least 5, maybe 8, 9 people that would stay there, and then other individuals that would just come and end up staying there the whole night, So no, that wasn't all Sleepy's junk. That's not the way Sleepy lived. Sleepy was a very clean, very neat individual. He helped me a lot when I was sick and unable to do things. I turn around and he'd be sweeping my house, This was before I got married. And cleaning, we'd be going somewhere and he'd be help cleaning my car up a little bit, Just very, very caring guy. Anyways, this was going to be our trip here. That one in the Dodger jersey is the one that told me that he felt this one of the hardest. Sleepy was really beloved in the neighborhood. This was on a block where we hang around. Sleepy has his mechanic uniform on. This guy was a master mechanic. He had a lot of certifications and stuff. He got busted, and during the time he was arrested, the technology changed, because the technology on the automobiles are constantly changing, and if you don't keep up, you'll be left behind. And when he got out, he was having trouble. He didn't know the new systems and stuff, and he was having other issues. And that guy had so many tools, man. He has big old snap-on toolboxes with tools and gauges and meters, and he didn't fool around when it came to fixing cars. Worked for a lot of dealerships. So that's him. He has, I think, some red pins in his pocket. He's holding a beer. And the guy again in the blue, that's the same homeboy that rented the bus. Let me see. This was one of our see what I mean? He has a wife beater on all the time. That if it was hot, he threw his wife beater on. But yeah, he's right there, kneeled down in the front next to the guy in the middle who rented the bus. And yeah, that homie too is the one that does a lot for the barrio. He's also very much beloved, all the homies are, you know what I mean? But that homie, the one with the hat and the Dodger shirt, he does a great deal for the barrio, appreciate him greatly. And Sleepy, man, Sleepy was one of a kind, last of the Mohegans, homeboy, that type of vato. Yeah, that guy was too much, We told him, kick it, chill, Sleepy. Don't waste your life. You're gonna go back to prison, man. You keep it up. But then this happened, which is even worse, I wish he was still around to give him the regañadas. This is him with his mom and his wife. Okay, this was on a 4th of July night. He invited me over to his mom's house and he barbecued, and he had to do everything by himself. I think I was still opened up from surgery. And he made the food, and he did everything without complaining. Well, he complained a little bit. Yeah, but the homie hooked it up that day. He wasn't playing. Here, check him out. Working the grill. That was during the day. Yeah, man, Sleepy. And again, with the wife beater in the middle, sitting next to the homegirls and the homeboy with the little Dodger hat. And I'm sitting like behind Sleepy, standing up, and there's a homeboy with a Dodger t-shirt. You know who he is. Anyways, I talked to his family about doing this video, so I want to keep it respectful. There's a lot of things I'd like to say, but I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to say rest in peace, Sleepy, and we all love you. Gonna miss you, perro. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on my next video. God bless you. And don't forget, people, man, stay free, make good decisions. Let's be out here for our wives and our loved ones. And so we don't end up, like I always say, unalived or in prison or in jail, and without being able to be out here for our families and our loved ones. Gracias.